All right. Now again, listen, it is super important for you to be able to do 1 through 9. On 1 through 9, I tell kids that it is easy, and then medium, and then hard. Yesterday we did the easy and the medium. Today I'm going to show you how to do the what? The hard. All right, but hard is, guess what? Really easy. Really easy. But you have to listen. And everything that I say has to make sense, or the hard problem's not going to be easy. All right, so you got to pay attention. You got to have focus here. All right. Now, the first thing I want to review with you is we did the second worksheet, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the first worksheet real quick, and I want Bridget to tell me which one you'd like to see.
8.
All right, so let's take a look at 8. So I'm going to blow this up. All right. Now, here we go. Please pay attention because I think it's super easy. All right, whenever you have to write the equation of the line, and I need everybody's attention, I know the graph calculators are awesome, but you have to use them at the right time. Now's not the time. All right. Right now, I'm at y equals mx plus b. Now, the only thing we're missing in this particular problem is what? B, because we already know m, because they tell you m is the slope. Is everybody happy with that explanation? All right. So now, what is the y value? 5 halves is equal to, what's m? Negative 1 half. What's x? Negative 2 plus b. All right, so please take a look at that now. Now from there you just have to do your own little simplifying. So half of 2 is what? 1. 1 plus b. Now again, please, if you're sitting there going, man, I'm 5 halves minus 1. If you're thinking about that, you are way behind. Everybody should be able to say 5 halves minus 1 is just 3 halves. That's quickly. Because why? 1 is what? 2 halves. So 5 halves minus 2 halves is 3 halves. Now, honestly, I'm not, and sometimes people misunderstand what I'm saying. If you don't know that, I don't understand why you won't raise your hand and say, can you just go slow and show me that one more time? I like it when you tell me that. If you're paying attention, of course. All right, I get frustrated when you're not listening and then you ask me a question. That's my frustration. All right, or you're doing your calculator and now I'm reviewing and now you go to the next problem and you don't have any idea what you're doing. All right, that's the only time I really get upset. If you don't understand fractions, I want to help you understand fractions. So it's simple. You need to be able to do fractions in your head. All right, everybody knows 5 halves minus 1 is what?
3 halves.
3 halves. So your b is 3 halves. So your equation is y equals negative 1 half x plus 3 halves. Everybody happy with that? Yes, sir. I'm okay with plus 1 and 1 half, yes. But listen, when you get to advanced math, we don't use mixed. We always use improper. And then sometimes they put on these standardized tests improper, but most of the time standardized tests, when you get to a higher level, it's always improper. Okay? Because you can't really bubble in an improper fraction on the test. Because it looks like a mixed fraction. That's why they tell you. What? I will try 7. All right, here we go. So again, I like doing 7 because it's another fraction. So we'll see how we're doing on our fractions. And again, we're going to practice your mental math on fractions too. All right? Now, my recommendation is that you write y equals mx plus b. And then what are we missing again? We are missing b. So we're going to try to find b. To find b, I have to plug in for x, y, and m. Is everybody agreeing? So somebody tell me, what is y?
Y is
7 equals, what's m?
2 sevens.
2 sevenths. What's x? 3 plus b. I'm happy with you guys. Now you got to practice your multiplication. What's 2 sevenths times 3? Everybody should be saying the answer. 6 sevenths. That way I know if you know what you're doing. Don't let someone else answer that for you. All right, the answer is 6 sevenths. So now I'm going to write 7 is equal to 6 sevenths plus b. Now here is the hard part. 7 is how many sevenths?
49.
49. Do I understand that? So now you're just simply saying 49 minus 6. What is that? I'm expecting you to do that. So B is 43 over 7. Now again, you raise your hand and say, man, that was good, but I just didn't quite get that. What? You don't understand how to get 43 sevenths? Yes, I'll go slower for you. Yes, here we go. So now just visually, don't write this down, just practice with me visually. In order to add or subtract fractions, I have to have a common denominator, right?
Yes.
So right now the denominator is 1. Right? So I used to think of pizzas. Again, this is like I have 7 pizzas. If I cut them in like sevenths, how many pieces would I have? But I would still have 7 whole pizzas, right? So 7 is the same as 49 sevenths.
Okay.
Now how do I know that? Because what is 49 divided by 7?
7.
There you go. That's the magic. Does everybody see that?
I thought
Right.
I had to divide 9.
Now, 49 minus 6 is what?
43.
43 sevenths.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You were
No, I'm not cross multiplying. No.
You were telling him that it's okay to have a mixed number, but we should stop doing that, right?
That's exactly what I said. Did you hear me say that?
Yes.
Good.
I did do a mixed number, but I won't do that.
I'm totally okay with that. I'm not even going to mark yours wrong because you're so nice. All right. No, but listen, just when we get to advanced stuff, we just don't write mixed fractions anymore. And if you do, I don't mark it wrong. I just know you're not what?
Listening.
You're just not listening. All right? That's how I tell. All right? So now our equation is y equals 2 sevenths x plus 43 sevenths.
I had a question.
That's your answer. Again, I do not think that's that difficult.
No.
So I really don't. I really don't think it's that difficult. And the difficulty lies in the fractions. All right? And that's why we practice the fractions. And that's why you pay attention, and let me show you. If there's any doubt to your fractions ability, we need to take care of business. All right? Now, I want to move on to the harder problems. So here we go. But before I go into the harder ones, we're just going to practice number 10. We're going to practice number 10. All right? So, what?
I had a question on number 9
Why is that?
because I didn't know if it would be like
See, what's the slope?
0.
So last week I told you what happens when you have a slope of 0.
Nothing 0.
Anybody else want to comment? Tell her.
I'm fine.
No,
That, the y-intercept has to be 0.
it's a what? Who said something? It's a horizontal line. Hello, if you didn't know that, underline slope equals 0, right next to it, horizontal line. And what's the equation of the horizontal line? Y equals what?
0.
Now, why is it 0? Not because the slope is 0, but because what's the y value? 0. Does everybody hear me on that?
Yes, sir.
Right? Anytime you have a slope of 0, it's a horizontal line. And your horizontal line is always written y equals. You hear me? Everybody got me on that? Just like if I said if it was undefined, it would be x equals. All right? And it would just be x, whatever the x coordinate is. All right, that was actually a good question. Finally. All right, here we go. Now let's practice here. Here we go. Question number 10. Whoa, 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 whoa. I appreciate your enthusiasm there, but no one can well, no one can beat me to the answer. All right, here we go. So notice what I did. I circled the what?
Y-intercept.
I circled the y-intercept. What is that?
Where's the 2 cross the
Where is that?
8.
Somebody's saying 8, and then somebody repeats 8 because they didn't do it on their own.
6.
That's a good job. That's the way to fake them out, McConnell. I like that. All right. What is B? What is B? What? Guys, B is -6. Come on, if you don't know something, we need to speak up. I don't know what you're doing. Some of you got your heads down in your iPads doing all kinds of crazy things. I'm asking you questions you're not answering. I said, what is B?
-6.
Does everybody know that it's -6?
Yes.
What's the slope? 1. How did you know that?
You go up to and over 2.
Up 2 and over 2. Or you can go up 1 and over 1. Anybody have any questions with that? So, Daniel, since you seem to be the only one that's talking to me today, for whatever reason, tell me the answer. Y equals 1x minus 6. You could also just say y equals x minus 6. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. All right. I'm not convinced. So, question number 11. McConnell, do not embarrass me again with your answer.
B equals 5,
Good.
and the slope is
Pressure. Pressure.
-4 over 4, so -1.
So what's my answer?
Y equals -1x plus 5.
Man, I told you I was good at this, guys. Just gotta listen. All right, I take full credit for that. Thank you. Perfect. Is everybody okay with that?
Yes, sir.
Anybody have any questions?
No, sir.
Right, all we're doing is we're finding slope and y-intercept, put it into the equation. All right, now let's let the real fun begin. Let's everybody take a look at question number 14 for now. We're just going to do 14. All right, now, does everybody realize we always need M and B, correct? Why is this one a little bit harder, McConnell?
Because we don't have
Or a slope. Thank you very much. Right, the only difference is we don't have a slope. But can we find the slope? Yes. So here's what I want everybody to write down. Number 1, I want everybody to write down y equals mx plus b, because that's the equation we're trying to find. Now, is everybody with me? We don't know what m is, correct? So we had a formula for m, which was, I'm just going to write it down, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. You have to know that now. And once I do that formula, that will give me the what? That'll give me the slope. So here we go. So now, remember, I'm trying to make things positive. So I would do 0 plus 2 over 4 plus 4 equals. Is everybody happy with that? Slope is 1/4. Now, we've already done that. So that shouldn't be what? That shouldn't be hard. Now listen to me. We're now right exactly where we were the step before. We have the slope and we have a point. Everybody with me? Now, what some people ask me all the time is, does it matter what point I use? No. But which one, if you were me, would you use? Would I use -4, -2, or 4, 0?
4, 0.
Because why?
They're positive.
Yeah, the numbers are easier to work with. Everybody hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Does it matter what point you use?
No.
No. Does it seem like it should matter?
Yes.
Yes. But does it matter?
No.
No, because those 2 points are on the line. All right, it appears like it would be different, but it's not. All right, so now we're going to plug in. So we have y equals mx plus b. What's the y value? Come on, guys. What's the y value? Now, if you thought it was -2, you're using the harder point. I have the highlighted point that I want to use. 0, right? Equals, what's the slope? 1/4. What's x?
4.
What's b? That's what we're looking for. What?
What was that?
Quiet,
You
quiet.
just use the x and y coordinates of 1.
Yes. You have to pick one of the 2 points, and you use the x and the y. All right. Now, isn't that a good problem? What's 1/4 of 4? 1. Good. That's how confident it should be. Obviously, that's 1. That also means 4 divided by 4.
Yeah.
Right? Is everybody good? So now I have 0 equals 1 plus b. So b is equal to what? B is equal to -1. So my equation would be, someone?
Y equals x minus 1.
Beautiful, guys. Perfect, perfect, perfect. In unison. That was sounded really good, guys. Y equals 1/4 x minus 1. Y equals 1/4 x minus 1. Any issues with that?
Nope, 0.
All right, here we go. So now, because I'm great at this, we're going to do now 15. I'm going to give you 1 minute.
What?
Go. 1 minute and counting. Shh. Thirty seconds.
What?
Ten. Thank you, sir. Go ahead. Anybody else? Go ahead, Mike.
Y equals 4/3 minus 2.
Shh. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you got. Speak up if you got something different. I want you to be different. That means I know you did it, and I know you did it on your own. Go.
Y equals 4/3 x plus minus 1/3.
What else?
Y equals 1x, and I haven't got.
Go.
Y equals 4/3 x minus 1.
Good.
I got y equals 1.
All right, that's good, guys. All right.
Got
Go.
y equals 4/3 x minus
17 thirds. All right, so obviously there's how many answers?
1.
1. Thank you. All right, 1. But we came up with lots of answers. And again, I'm serious when I say, guys, it doesn't matter. I want you to have different answers because I know you're trying it. All right, now I'm going to try again to show you step by step what you should be doing. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at 15, and we need to start with the slope. Does everybody agree with that? All right, so let me move this out of the way for a second. All right, blow this up a little bit. And again, the first thing is m is equal to. I like to make the slope positive starting out. So it'd be 5 plus 3 over 4 plus 2, which is equal to 8 over 6, which is equal to 4/3. All right. Shh. Okay, so far so good with the slope. If you got 4/3, okay, you got about half of it. All right. Now, again, what number would I select? I would probably select the 4, 5 because they're both positive. So here we go. So again, just to make sure, y equals mx plus b. 5 equals 4/3 times 4 plus b. Now, come on, I have no idea why Amy would be stuck with 4/3 times 4.
No, I got that.
That is what?
16/3.
6. So we're going to do this now. 5 is equal to 16/3 plus b. All right. Now I keep trying to tell you, listen carefully. 5 is how many thirds? 15. Everybody should know that in here. 5 is 15/3. So I replace that with 15/3. And when I replace that with 15/3, now you're just asking yourself, what is 15/3 minus 16/3? -1/3. Right? So B was equal to -1/3. So my answer is y equals 4/3 x minus So if you got that one, pat yourself on the back. That's nice. Very, very nice. All right. Now, let's go ahead and talk about 16. I want everybody to highlight 16 for me. I want everybody to highlight 16 for me. Now, on 16, listen carefully. The reason why I highlighted that is because that is a special point.
Oh, yeah.
What is that point called? No. And definitely no.
A parabola?
No. Wow.
Oh.
Why is it the y-intercept? Yeah, because the x is 0.
Oh.
All right, which makes this problem particularly easy. Because all we have to do is find the slope. Because they gave us what? B is what? B is equal to what number? B is equal to 1. Now again, if you didn't see that, would you get the same answer? You would always get the same answer if you do it properly. All right, but this is just a nice thing to see. 0, 1 is the y-intercept, so B is what? 1. Now let me show you how that helps you. All right, because now all we have to do is find M. 3 minus 1 over 5 minus 0. What's 3 minus 1?
2.
5 minus 0.
5.
Equation. Come on, I want someone who's been paying attention. Who's been paying attention? Go, Casey. No, I want the final answer for the slope. Tell me. Shh, hold up.
Y equals 2/5x plus
Brilliant. Seriously, good job. All right, what he said was y equals 2/5 x plus 1. How to do that so quickly? Because he was listening to me. I said B was what? B is 1. We have M, so we're just plugging it in. Does everybody agree how that could make the problem easier if you recognize that? If you didn't recognize that, you just have an extra step and you would get the same exact answer. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Whenever the x value is 0, that is the y-intercept. Whenever the x value is 0, that is the y-intercept. All right, now what I want to do is I want to look at 17. Is that the y-intercept?
No.
Of course not. All right, bless you. So here we go. I want everybody now, I want someone, mental math, not mental math, but I'm not going to do it. I want you to tell me what the slope is. Now remember, the thing is you got to be right. So double check your work. Slope. Slope.
I was gonna say, why isn't it the x?
We don't need the x-intercept is not part of the equation.
We don't need
That's a
negative
very
3
good
over
question,
2.
though. That is the x-intercept, but we need the what? We need the y-intercept.
Negative 3 over 2.
Somebody said what?
Negative 3
What'd you get? Tell me.
over 2. Negative 2/3.
Good.
Negative 2/3. I got
9. Good. I like all the wrong answers, all the right answers, whatever. As long as you're thinking about it, that's what I want. Right? Doesn't do any good. Just write down my answer. What? Negative 2/3. 6/4. Does that reduce?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
3 over 2.
3 over 2.
Negative 1/3.
All right. I'm not sure what you're doing. I'm having a problem now because we're not doing better with the slope. Everybody should be kind of close. I've got some weird answers. One more.
Negative 3/2.
All right. She sounded pretty confident.
I got 3 halves.
So here we go. Again, negative 6 minus 0 over 1 plus 3.
Oh, I did this wrong.
Right? It doesn't matter what order you did that in. Now, check your work. Your final answer becomes negative 6 over 4, which is the same as?
Negative 3 halves.
Yes, if you got negative 3/2 without assistance, you're in pretty good shape.
That's what I got the first time, but I thought.
Now listen, hey, again, remember, the next thing I try to tell kids, listen, don't try to correct me, seriously. All right, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, I want you to look and see what's different between yours and mine. Before you think that I have the wrong answer, the problem is probably your work first. Always check your work before you're going to correct me. All right, quickly.
Can you not do 0 plus 6?
How about this? How about you just say, can I do this?
Can I do 0 plus 6?
0 plus 6 would be, shh. The problem is, then you would do -3 minus 1. Now listen, so you should never make that mistake again. You with me on this? And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody here. If you don't gain experience by making mistakes, you're having a problem. I'm not expecting you to know this. This is difficult, right? But you're supposed to make mistakes. So he said, can't I do 0 minus -6, which would make that what? +6. So then he thought it would be what? 3/2. But he forgot that now, if the numerator becomes positive, then the denominator is going to be what? Negative, because you'd have to go -3 minus 1. You understand me on that? That's why it doesn't matter which way you do it, you'll always get the same answer. If the numerator is positive and the denominator is negative, if you do the reverse order, it's the reverse of that. Hopefully you understand what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Okay, so now I have what? We have a slope of -3/2. Now, to me, they both have a negative, so I'm going to pick the one with a negative and a 0. I like 0. 0 is an easy number to work with. Now, again, it doesn't matter, but I'm choosing this point right here. All right? So now, let's go. Y equals mx plus b. What's the y value? 0 equals, what's the slope? What's the x? All right, now's your chance to see if you refreshed your fractions. -3/2 times -3 is, everybody, 9/2. 9/2 or 9/2. You got to know that. So now I have 0 equals 9/2 plus b. So b had to be what? B is -9/2. So my final answer is y equals, yes, y equals -3/2 x minus 9/2. I'm happy. It is easy. All right, it is easy. What time do we got here, guys?
2:16.
16. Okay, so listen, let's have some more fun, okay?
Yay, fun.
Right?
8 to 10.
Right, here we go. I want everybody to try 18. All right? You got 30 seconds. Go. 25.
Don't count it out. It makes me nervous.
As soon as you get it, tell me the answer so you can annoy some people. Oh, we got it. Go.
Y equals 1/4 x plus, wait no, y equals -1/4 x plus 1/4.
Somebody else. Go.
I got y equals 1/4 x minus.
Somebody else. Same.
I got -4/1.
Negative. That's it?
Well, no, 0. Well, y equals -4/1.
Wait a minute.
I got -1/4 x plus 4.
Okay, so I'm feeling better. We're starting to get some of you getting the right answer. And some of you are getting better at finding the slope. Now, if you got 4/1 and everybody else is getting 1/4, that probably means you did what? X over y instead of y over x, which is the common mistake. It's a absolutely common mistake. All right? So let's see what we got. M equals 0 plus 1 over 1 minus 5. Looks like -1/4. Everybody happy with that? -1/4, -1/4. Everybody good? All right. Now, which one's easier?
1-0.
1-0 looks to me easier. So here we go. 0 equals negative 1/4 times 1 plus b. 0 equals negative 1/4 plus b. So we know b had to be 1/4. Yes, sir.
Why would B be 1/4 and not negative?
Well, because you solve for b, I moved the negative 1/4 to the left. Right? You with me? So your answer is y equals negative 1/4 x plus 1/4. If you got that one right, you are in fantastic shape. If you got it wrong, you're not the only one.
I did y equals 5, but I got b equals 9.
Well, y doesn't equal 5. X equals 5.
Oh, yeah.
I got it wrong, but I understand everything.
Perfect. Then you need to double check things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, let me again address this. Listen to me, please. So next week we're going to have a test on this material. And again, I like giving you no homework. All right. But I really want you to know it's not really no homework for you guys. It's you guys make sure you understand what I did all week. Right? If you're not understanding something on these worksheets, that's why I have the videos up. Listen to it again. Make sure you understand everything there is to know about graphing lines. All right? Now, again, we have another big test next Thursday because I think it's kind of the end of the quarter or something. All right? So you have to be careful. All right? And again, if you're not happy with your grade, really concentrate over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and focus on knowing this material. Nothing new is going to be on the exam. All right, nothing new. Just make sure you understand this. Yes.
Is for the next page is 13 for 18 homework?
No, there is, like I said, we have no homework.
I'm gonna do that.
All right,
I'm gonna do all the stuff we've done
except
this
to do what?
Studies.
Except review this chapter.
I'm gonna do it
All
as
right.
if it was homework to make sure I was.
Good job, guys.
That's what I did last time.